Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, women are powerful agents of change, and it's been known that both businesses and communities benefit when women are in positions to make important decisions, right?
Absolutely. And our next guest is just one example of a woman who is using her leadership role to make positive changes in her community and the world. Please welcome in Debbie Ritchie to Main Street Living. Debbie, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me.
So, Debbie, you are the managing director of Huron Group in Florida. What is the focus of your work?
So, I lead a part of our business at Huron called Culture and Organizational Excellence. And we really strive to help build better culture, better engagement, better outcomes that are predominantly focused in the healthcare industry. So, ultimately, patients get a better experience in their care.
Okay, well, you speak about having a better experience, and we all know that diversity is important in the workplace. I'm sorry, in the workplace. So, why is it more important to have diversity in leadership?
Well, I think we've all, particularly over the last few years, learned so much about the criticality of diversity and getting different perspectives and different points of view about things. And in leadership, we certainly need that, right? I think if we come to any challenge or opportunity with a single point of view without thinking broader about the impact it has to individuals that we're either serving or that are directly involved in that work, we're just missing a tremendous opportunity to drive to a better, more impactful outcome. And ultimately, that's what leadership is all about, right? Is driving impact.
I like that.
Absolutely. Let's talk more about leadership. What are some traits that you see in successful women that make them good leaders?
Well, certainly I think there are things I've seen in women leaders that I work with, but I would say I don't necessarily limit this to only women, right? I think the ability to listen more and talk less. I love the phrase like, how do we make sure that we are interested in just being, instead of just being interesting, right? How are we listening to what others need? Do we show the right amount of empathy? I think women particularly have a strength in really demonstrating empathy in the way that they lead. Authenticity, I think, is really critical. Those are just a few examples of things I think women have, but all leaders need to be mindful of.
Yeah, I think that's something my wife always says to me. I need to be more mindful, to be more of a listener, not always talking all the time. But speaking of good leadership, you serve as a state representative. Why did you decide to go into public service, and what was that like?
I think when we talk about leadership, I will tell you my own personal experience in this. Whether you're leading or whether it's community service, I think it's critical that you have a passion for what it is that you're doing, either in the work you do or in your community service. And for me, really, I chose to run for public office because I had a passion around a lot of the issues that I felt like in the state of Florida we could be doing better. Things like education and what kind of investment were we making to our children's future? Speaking of children, I was really blown away that Florida ranks so low in children health indicators. And what could we be doing better to serve the future generation? Other issues in the area I represented, I was in the Florida Keys in South Dade County, and environmental issues understandably were top of mind. What were we doing to address those issues? How were we thinking about broader quality of life issues? And I truly had a passion for that. And takes a lot to put your name on a ballot and put yourself out there, but it's also very rewarding work when you can get in and really make a difference.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of courage, especially in this day and age. But when you left politics, you founded the Impact 100 group in Pensacola. What is the deal with that group, and why did you decide to focus on giving back in this way?
Yeah, so I hope for those who are watching today, get online and learn more about Impact 100. It is a global organization. I was the founding president of the Impact 100 organization in Pensacola. all women's organization, really designed around a giving circle. Members donate $1,000. They pool those resources and do high impact grants and giving in a community around 5 core focus areas. I chose to start that organization with other women leaders because, again, back to that desire to make a difference. I was out of public service, but the desire to want to give back, see change in a community, impact nonprofit organizations who are really spending every day trying to impact people and needs in a community was something that was just really important to me. And impact organizations all over the country are doing that, predominantly women focused, always around how do we drive impact to make a difference. So if you have a heart for giving, and I think particularly towards effective philanthropy, this could be an organization for you.
Wow. You said a pretty key phrase there. I like that, the desire to make a difference, right? And what makes Impact 100 feel different than other philanthropic organizations?
That's a great question, Quincy. And one of the things that really appealed about the organization to me is that I mentioned members give their money to become a part of the organization. Our organization is all volunteer driven, meaning every dollar of their contribution goes directly to the nonprofit. And all of the back end support to support the organization is driven by volunteers. To me, that is effective philanthropy at its very best. Yeah. The fact that we brought in all women to do this became something that really became important to me. The organization was built on women defining their level of involvement. So if you're a busy working mom and you don't have much time for community service, you could give your money, you could learn about the organizations that were driving impact in the community, and that's all you needed to do. However, perhaps you were a woman who had more time, more capacity to work behind the scenes to keep the organization going. There's a role for that woman too.
Nice.
So how can viewers get in touch with you or find out more information about Impact 100?
Well, if you want to get involved, I think you can go to Bing or Google, look up Impact 100. Again, there is a global organization. Go to impact100global.org, or maybe even search in your own community. We've been involved in impact in the Pensacola community for many years, and there are still women who say, I hadn't heard of that. So just search, seek a way that you can directly get involved, whether it's Impact 100 or some nonprofit in your community. Your talent, your time, your contributions are needed. Find a way to make a difference.
Find a way to make a difference. Awesome. Thank you so much, Debbie, for stopping by.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
No problem.
Well, Debbie's got me all riled up and ready to make an impact, but sometimes I need a little something to get me going first. So up next, is coffee healthy? This is a very key question. We'll find out.